And Man City getting on my nerves in the chat, like, you know what I mean? So, like 100 years of whatever and that, like, I tell you what Arsenal have, and I tell you what Arsenal haven't done, what Manchester City have done, right? Is that get relegated on more than one occasion. We've never done that. So big up to you for doing that, like, we've never played in Division 1, right? When before you all had your money, you was up and down like a whore's knickers, right? Remember that. I'm pretty sure they were blue, sky blue knickers. You was irrelevant before the money, and you'll be irrelevant when the money goes. And you'll be up and down like a whore's knickers again.
Big up Martin in the chat. Martin, we love Martin. Martin obviously comes on.
I'm only having a joke with you boys, you know what I mean?
He comes on the channel on Mondays, as you know, on this channel, Martin. Big up Martin. Never won a treble either, Lee.
No.
Do you know what? I went on Martin's channel earlier, right? And he was actually talking about this debate about who's bigger, Arsenal and Man City, because there are only 3 trophies behind us now. And obviously that European Cup. That's why I think if we win this European Cup, if we can, or Champions League, sorry. If we win the Champions League, it just stops this conversation. That's why I really want this one with the big ears, Lee. Like I was asked by, I was see Crouchy the other day, Crouchy and Keogh, and I was chatting to them when I on TNT, and they said to me, "What do you want, Premier League or Champions League?" And I said, "I want the one with the big ears, mate. I want the Champions League." He laughed, and I said, "That just shuts the Chelsea and Man City fans up because they have got a point to say. Look, we're catching you up. We're catching you up, and we've got nothing to say, have we? We can't sit there and say, look." It's fair. Like Manchester City, to be fair, they will admit, well, not all of them, but the majority of them will say, look, we're here because of the money. That's the way it is. But they still won everything. They still had to go and win it all. They still had to go and do trebles and had to go and do Premier League and had to go and do FA Cups. And this is what I don't like with some of the Arsenal fans who are like, oh, it's all money for them. They still got to do it. We've spent a hell of a lot of bloody money. Hell of a lot of money. More than Man City in the last 5 years. So you've got to be realistic sometimes, man. Sorry, go on.
No, listen, all credit to Man City, like, and I listen, like they're giving it large at this moment, and they probably give it large because they've been suppressed for so many years. You know what I mean? Like, with Man United kicking their ass for a lifetime. As I said, like, you know what I mean, like. Of all my life growing up before the money come in at Man City, like they went to one FA Cup final, you Manchester City tosspots, and that was in 1981, and you let yourselves down, didn't you? Because you lost the bloody Spurs. The only time, you know what I mean? Like I would love you to won the FA Cup then, but you let yourselves down. Other than that, you've had nothing, like, and that's the unfortunate thing. They go on about Arsenal having won the league for 20 years, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It was a lot longer for you guys until the money come in, like, And listen, until you have been proven innocent, you can throw your pots and pans and all your medals in the bin because you've cheated. Right?
That's come from the damned United. I love that.
Brilliant.
That was quality,
so we'll wait and see, and then if you get away with it, we'll give you all the credit in the world that you deserve. But until then, you're nothing. And remember,
I'll tell you what, all these rival fans in Premier League, they better hope that City are guilty, because if they ain't, my God, they're going to go nuts. They'll go for everyone, mate. They'll go for the Premier League, the FA. They'll want, because they've put them through hell, haven't they? Through this, if they ain't done nothing wrong, mate, that it's mad. If they ain't done nothing wrong, like their CEO and their directors saying we ain't done anything. If they can
I've
prove
had a little bit of inside info today, right? All right,
go on.
A little bit of inside info. That it's not looking good for them,
right?
And it's a solicitor that he's working on the case. There you go.
Blimey.
And that is inside information.
What did I get sent today? I got sent. I don't really like Sammy Mockbell because a lot of stuff that he says is crap. A lot of people say he's brilliant, he's so good from Daily Mail. Anyone from the Mail is crap, in my opinion, right? But Sammy Mockbell, a lot of Arsenal fans like him. Apparently, the agents of Man City players have begun exploring their options amid the possibility that the club can be relegated because of 115. Reps want to know City's plans if a worst-case scenario does happen. It's all absolute waffle at the end of the day. I just want the truth to come out. I don't care what's happened. I just personally want there to be the truth come out, whether they've done wrong or they've done right. I just want it over because I don't want all this hanging around as an Arsenal fan at the moment, because it could have massive effects on where we go, Lee, can't it? Do you know what I mean? And what happens?
Yeah, listen, I think that for me, I'd be more interested if I was an Everton fan or a Nottingham Forest fan, if I'll be honest. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but listen, big teams get away with it, like Man United did, and I'm pretty sure that
And what's going on with Chelsea as well? Chelsea have admitted to doing wrong. Nothing's happened.
Yeah, they have done, but they've sort of got ways through of it, like, you know what I mean. Like the scenarios that are there for Manchester City fans would be unbelievable if it does happen. Like, you know what I mean, 30 points deducted over a 3-year period. You know what I mean? Like that will be that's without the thought of relegation, like, you know. So listen, at the end of the day, I'm going to say this now: they're innocent until proven guilty. So at this moment in time, I'm thinking that we've got to get more points than them this season to win the league. Then, and that's how I think that's how you got to be with it. Like, you know,
I want to win. I want to win this league, but not by them getting bloody points deductions. I want to beat them fair and square. I don't want us to have.
You say fair and square, but if they're being fair and square, there's a difference. Then, you know what I mean? So like, we'll see. At this moment in time, we'll see what happens. Like, you know, so
they ain't going to. Some people think they're going to strip them of their titles and put them in League Two. That is not going to happen. Like, they are not going to do that, mate. Like, if they are found guilty, they will give them like a big point deduction. Let's just say oh my god, they've been horrendously bad here, and we have to give them point. They'll give them like 50 points deductions, and that'll then put them down into like a relegation where they have to fight to try and stay up. That's what will happen. They won't just put them down in League Two.
Exactly that. And listen, Dan, I don't think that. But I don't want it to be honest. If this be really honest, if they turn around and said, look, Man City have been to be stripped of all their titles and all that Arsenal get 2 titles and Man United get, I don't want that. Just, if it is the case, just strip them of their titles. They're the fans, and I'm pretty sure the fans in the group wouldn't care less, because they've still got those memories and everything like that. You might take them away with them in writing, but at the end of the day, those fans have still got those memories and whatever of trebles and whatever. So I wouldn't want to see that from that point of view. Like, and at this moment in time, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with them. Like,
yeah, we need to know, man. One thing I don't really like to comment on is I haven't read all this document there. Where is it? Martin here, big up, says about page 78 of this cast. I haven't read this 93-page document, Lee, and if I'm honest with you, bro, I ain't gonna. So that's why I don't know about it. So I whenever people say to me, "What do you think of 115?" I don't normally comment because I don't like the politics of it. But also, what I say is, I just want to whatever's happened to come out. If they're guilty, I know City fans that are gonna say, "I am devastated. I'm disappointed with my club. We deserve a punishment." If they are innocent, I think the Premier League are going to be squeaky bum time, because they put them through hell, mate. Them lawyers that they've got, Man City, they'll take them right to the cleaners, bruv.
You don't charge someone 115 times without something, then. In my opinion, like, you know what I mean, like,
yeah, no, absolutely.
They charged the Yorkshire Ripper because there was like murders going on.
Jesus.
But it's true, wasn't it? They didn't turn around and say you're innocent until you're proven guilty. Like, they charged him as charged Bosch. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, you have to, that's how I look at it. It's ruthless as what it is. That's how it is, like, you know what I mean? So, listen, the Man City fans, and I'm going to go along with them here, they know a lot more about it than, if it was our club, Dan, we'd be reading every one of those 93 pages.
100%, mate. Yeah, 100%.
So they're going to know a little bit more of us, like, you know what I mean? And if they think that they're 100%, listen, I've spoken to a couple of Man City fans, they're 100% convinced that they're innocent. Yeah. That's fine. You know what I mean? Like,
we'll find out.
I would say this: there's been been serial killers, and their wives never thought that they always thought he was going to work. You know what I mean? So
the way you're comparing it to killers, yeah. Listen, I don't know enough. I don't know enough about.
But listen, I think that going back to that performance from. I know when I'm saying like Martinelli's performance weren't good and whatever, we didn't lose on Thursday, but I was worried about Thomas Partey's performance in midfield.
Oh,
I was worried about
Would you
that.
play
Like,
Jorginho at the weekend now instead of
do you
him?
know
'Cause
what?
I would, bruv. I was
I,
disappointed, but I was worried. This guy was looking like he couldn't run, he couldn't walk, he couldn't pass. At one stage, Arteta was actually screaming at him to calm down, and to actually then he took him off.
I honestly thought he was. It was a poor performance from him. I know what you're saying about Jorginho coming there. I'm willing to just give him one more game, but I think that maybe like playing him 3 games in a week, 3 games in 7 days, and the biggest one at the end of it. Why would you play him on that Thursday unless he was going to play him Thursday and then not play him and play Jorginho? Listen, I think this is where Mikel's going to earn his money on Sunday. Then what team he picks. I
think it'll be the same team that played against Tottenham, other than I think Rice will come in for Partey. So I think he'll go with Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, and Timber. And then I think he'll play Jorginho, Rice, and Trossard. And I think he'll stick with Martinelli and Saka either side of Havertz.
I think that he will go that way as well. Like and instead of Rice playing as an 8, I think he'll play him as 2 holding midfield players.